right, New York Giants fans, you know what time it is. It's time for New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC. We have the first preseason game coming up August 8th, also known as Mañana. And I want to talk today about how the New York Giants really need to flip the script, not only on this preseason, not only on this training camp, not only on Daniel Jones' career, but on what they're going to do going forward. Not only in preseason, but for the rest of the season, the rest of 2024, or going into 2024. Because they need to be bold. Because we've said it before. How many times have we said it, guys? Be bold and mighty forces will come to your aid. And right now, with the way this economy is going, you need to be bold. Why? Prices are up. Gas is up. Food is up. Insurance is up. Health insurance is up. Auto insurance is up. Everything's up. And you got to find a way to save money. And you got to find a way. Everyone knows I love saving cash. But everyone also knows that I love saving cash by getting a quality product. You know where it's going, guys, don't you? You know where it's going. You know I love them. You know I'm intrigued by them. It's Mint Mobile, whose this video is in partnership with. They offer premium wireless service for $15 a month. Yes, you can get high-speed data, unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your own phone over. I've showed you how easy it is. I can do it. You can also bring over your current number. It's you basically just go in there and type in your number, and they do everything for you. It's simple. You don't need to go to the store. You don't need to do these things that makes your head explode, because you want to save money. You want fast internet. You want 5G. You want everything. And Big Wireless makes it so hard to switch, and they want you to make you think it's hard, but it's not hard. Switching to Mint is super easy. Thanks to Digital's eSIM cards, which most phones now have. You sign up, you activate it immediately, and right on your phone from the comfort of your home. Get it, guys. If your phone doesn't have an eSIM card, Mint will ship you a new one for free. Did I say it again? Hold on, I'm going to say it again for the cheap seats. For free. So go to our partner, mintmobile.com/BigBlue. Get premium wireless service for as low as $15 a month. Special offer. New customers get any plan for $15 a month when they purchase a 3-month plan. $45 upfront required. That's equivalent to $15 a month. New customers, first 3 months only. Speed slower than 40 gigabits unlimited. So try mintmobile.com for details. Or, of course, just go to mintmobile.com/BigBlue and get the service you deserve for the money you deserve to pay. The Giants deserve a lot. They deserve a lot of criticism. They deserve a lot of speculation. They just, we've gone through this season last year where it was supposed to be the season of change. All the leaves are brown, but it wasn't. It was just another season like all the others in the last 11, 12 years since that 2011 season. And we always seem to do the same thing. We rely on the same philosophy. We rely on the general manager going out and finding that talent offensively or on the offensive line vis-a-vis the draft. We try to go out and get free agents on the offensive line. It hasn't worked out. Since Daniel Jones came here, all we ever try to do since 19 is find him weapons, even though we bring in the likes of the smooth sounds of Kenny G, Golden Tate, had Evan Ingram, had Saquon Barkley, had a lot of guys on this team that were weapons. But nothing ever works. And we never look at the common denominator. The common denominator always seems to be John Mara and Daniel Jones. Doesn't matter who the general manager is. We've gone through the same minutia going back to Gettleman. And now we're going through the same problems with Joe Schoen. And I think Hard Knocks was probably one of the worst things for the Giants to do, because it really pulled the curtain back on Oz and showed how dysfunctional at times the Giants are. How they are, I don't want to say a rudderless ship.
This sucks, and it's horseshit. But I'm too polite to say anything, because I'm a class act.
I'm a class act. We're going to be using that one all season. But they pulled the curtain back on Oz, and they showed a thought process that they're always seeming to ignore or negate the salary cap. This isn't Howie over in Philly where he can just make salary cap magic happen. We always get into these binds, and you would think going into year 3 of Joe Schoen, as how we were in salary cap purgatory, that we would have turned around and found a different direction, but we don't. We're making the same Gettleman mistakes. You sign Nate Solder, you sign John Runyon Jr. You know, you go out and find Dale Jones weapons with going out and getting a Golden Tate. We went and got on Darren Waller. It just isn't working. So you got to kind of mix this shit up. And I laugh though because my man crush on Brian Daboll came back after watching Hard Knocks because he was literally in a way that you could see he had a thought process. He had an idea. Joe Shane asked him at one point in that series, what do you need? If you could have one player, what would you want? What do you need? First thing out of his mouth, what was it? Offensive lineman. And we talked about it before. Joe Shane comes up, what about Brian Banks? Brian Burns. Why do I keep saying Brian Banks? Oh, Brian Banks, the linebacker. We should have gone to USC. We're not going to get into that. Brian Burns. It's just sometimes when you have a general manager that has a singular focus and they think that they're the smartest man in the room, they're usually not. So in a long-winded way, what I'm trying to say is the Giants need to do something different. Daniel Jones, of course, has been cleared to practice, which means he's been cleared to play. Plain and simple. And the way preseason is constructed now, you only have 3 games. Before you had 4 games, before you had 5 games. Back in the old days when bubblegum only cost 25 cents, you had 4 preseason games. The first preseason game, you played your starters for a series. And then you played a couple other guys sprinkled in here and there. Probably it's like 2 or 3 series in that first quarter. Then you just pulled everyone out. In game 2, your starters won a quarter. In game 3, your starters either played to the half or a little bit into the third quarter. And game 4 was garbage time. Game 4 was to see who was going to make the Home Depot squad and who could be on the 53-man roster or be on the practice squad. And a couple of years back, I don't know if a lot of people remember this. I remember it clearly because this was during the Mitchell Trubisky era with the Bears. They still made the playoffs that year too. They played none of their first or second stringers in any of the preseason game because it was all out of fear of injury. So they didn't play anyone, and they started the season like 0-5. They did come back, and they did make the playoffs that year, but it kind of shows that you still gotta play these guys in the preseason. I know you're always worried about injuries. Injuries will be there. Look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was on the 5th or 6th play, or 4th or 6th play. I can't remember which one was of the season. He tears his Achilles. Injuries are going to happen no matter what you do. You can have an ounce of prevention, but sometimes you don't get a pound of cure. You just get a reprieve from potentially having an injury. But there is something to say with continuity. There is something to say. There is something you cannot, as a former player, I will say this. You can build a familiarity in practice, but you're going up against the same guys. The idea is this. The only way to be truly familiar with whom you're playing with and understanding their tendencies and their nuances is to play them in a competitive game, in a game against other opponents, not the same guys you line up against every day during training camp. That's why these joint sessions that we're going to have, that we had with the Detroit Lions, it's so important. Go back to the last year of Joe Judge. We had the practice with the Cleveland Browns. And you go back and watch my videos, and it was funny because you saw how bad the Giants were. The Browns were slated to be a playoff team. I don't think they were a playoff team that year, but they were slated to be a playoff team. But you could see the level of difference between the Browns and the Giants immediately. And then as soon as we went into that preseason game, like I said, you saw the entire league saw in the first series how to beat the Giants. So what my philosophy is, play your guys. I'm not saying play everyone to the half. Give your defensive unit 2-3 series. Give your starting offensive unit, 2-3 series. Let Daniel Jones play. But they're not going. They're going to hold him back because of fear of injury. Well, anytime you live in fear of something, that's usually when something bad happens. You try to prevent something, that's usually when something bad happens. Instead of just being free-flowing and understand, listen, we got to do something different, guys. We got to mix this shit up. Because at the end of the day, we need to improve. If not, we're going to get fired. Well, Shane and Dable will get fired. And we'll be back in the carousel for the GM and the head coach once again. So my philosophy is this. Pull a 2007 Tom Coughlin. Say, you know what? We're going into the last game of the season with the undefeated New England Patriots. We've already made the playoffs. We have nothing to prove, or I should re-see this. We have nothing to gain in the regards to the playoffs. But Tom was smart. Tom knew, hey, listen, there could be a chance. We didn't know back then, and I was actually at that game. There could be a chance that we see these guys again in January, February. There could be an opportunity. So what's the best way to show my team that they are just as good as who some consider one of the greatest teams ever in the NFL? I play my guys. And it was a gamble that paid off because the Giants almost won. And they went into the playoffs with this moxie. A little bit of Jonathan Moxon. You know, I wish I had the Billy Bob sound effect. And you know I'm going to look for the Billy Bob sound effect until I find it. I'm only on segment 109. Oh, that's why I miss doing live streams, because you can't. I can't find. Oh no, I got Billy Bob.
Little Hen says it's time to rock and roll.
Well, that's not Billy Bob, but that's Billy Bob. Let's roll. Just everyone, hold on. This isn't a live stream, but just hold on.
Let's roll!
Like Billy Bob, the Giants rolled into the 2007 playoffs, kicked the bejesus out of Tampa, did what they needed to do, and they just kept going on from there. So maybe that's what the Giants have to do. Maybe the Giants need to build up a continuity with their team during this first preseason game. Show the league that they have rebuilt this roster. They've rebuilt this line. Show the league what Malik Neighbors can potentially do. Show the league that we are not afraid to show our talent and showcase what we have, and turn around and do something that we can have and hang our hat on going into the season, saying, hey, listen, last year it was the one drive. The offense had one drive in Carolina, versus Carolina. And it was a touchdown drive, and it was a good-looking drive, except for the fact that Jaron Jones almost got Darren Waller decapitated. But it was a good drive. I wish they would have came out for another drive. I wish they would have came out for a series of two in that final preseason game. Use preseason for what it's designed for, to evaluate your talent. A lot of times I think we're evaluating our talent during the regular season for the fact that our general manager, head coach said, well, we're not going to know what this team is for week 4 or 5. That's not a good way to play sports, guys. That's not a good way to play football. I was talking to T-Brad the other day. We were texting, and he brought up the movie The Best of Times with Robin Williams and Kurt Russell, where they replay their championship high school football game. And I love it because at one point in time, the head coach is like, let's play some football. Let's play some football again. Let's be the Giants. Let's show this league what we are made of. Show this league who we are. We are the New York effing football Giants. Get back to what we were, not what we are. Once again, don't forget to go out and check out Mint Mobile, mintmobile.com/BigBlue. Get that plan, get that wireless, because you know it's quality, you know it's going to save you money. You know I got like 3 phones from there. So make sure you go out and get yours. And we're going to have, don't forget to every Sunday, starting at 10, every Sunday now is going to be Sunday Giant at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Sunday it's the live stream. We've been doing that for 2 years now. It's been a lot of fun, so we're going to continue to do that. And as always, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the notification button, make sure you hit subscribe, all that fun crap, because this is Tim, this is New York Giants Straight Talk, powered by Online Big Blue LLC, and I'm out of here.